we go.
Oh,
Here's the goal.
How are you? Oh, man. Oh, Jim, it's so nice to meet you. I just wish it didn't have to be now, because I called her, not you.
I thought you called me.
No.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, but you know what, Jim?
I would immediately walk out of the studio
and
well, I would find a ladder, I'd climb onto the roof of the stadium, and I would fall, I would dive like I was diving into a pool, but onto the parking lot.
And just end it
completely.
Because you'd be
I would
so
be mortified. I'd quit show business.
I should be mortified for some of the moments I've had on stage. But
no, but this isn't stage. This is like 6.2 million people. Nah, like 3 million people watch this show. They're all old biddies, but even they're going to be laughing at you. This is the advantage of him being able to pull people to be on the show, and him being a quick, like, on his feet, because he goes.
I'm gonna bring you down. I'm gonna make a deal with Jim. I am gonna make.
So he's like, you can come down after this, after I sexually harass this cheerleader.
Shireen, nice to meet you,
yes,
Shireen.
good
Now,
to
what do you
meet
do?
Wayne. I am a recruiting program manager.
So LA.
And downtime, I have a podcast with my husband called For Better or Best.
Wow.
I mean, that's everyone. That's
sure
me. That's you.
Than us.
Like, we have no right to make fun of this person. That's why I didn't give it a goal for anything. I wanted to make fun of it, and I was like, no, that's me.
I think
That's why I would make up a whole life. I wouldn't tell. If I got on the show, I wouldn't say I did stand up.
Yeah.
I would be like, my name's Keith. I change oil for a living.
Yeah,
like, I would completely lie.
Yeah. So no one could follow you. But that's the point, though. If it goes well, then you can get followers, and you can parlay that into a better career, Keith. But you don't think that way, do you? It's because you don't have the right ambition. Come on, Keith. Commit yourself 100% to this whole thing. Sorry.
I've even been leaning into that on stage. I've been talking about how long I've been doing stand-up. I'd be like, I've been doing stand-up for almost 16 years. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm double that amount of time. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Got married this past Saturday.
Now imagine
she's shorter than Jasmine.
Well, and I was going to say, because Wayne Brady's probably 5'6".
Well, everyone had, although I tell you what, Carrie was actually, Carrie was probably like 5'10", 5'11". He wasn't tall, but he wasn't short either. You know what I mean? He was sort of the right height. He was actually a totally nice guy. When the camera got turned off, they were doing editing things, and then they bring you back 5 minutes later. He'd bullshit with the crowd. I thought, it was contrived a bit, but he was good.
Let's jump to some TV histories let's see if there was some game shows. There's definitely game shows on YouTube for fuck's sakes.
That was 6 months ago now, but that's my 1.5 seconds, man.
I love how this is like you're totally stealing Jasmine's moment.
Hey,
that was I was on it.
But I was the one who applied for the tickets. I came up with the idea, man. No. She was great. She was great. And she had fun.
I helped her. I coached her. It was my idea. You're taking this appearance in the divorce. It'll be in the contract. You can never say you were on The Price is Right after we end this marriage.
No. Here's where my mind went, Keith. Have you ever seen the movie Star 80 with Eric Roberts?
I've heard of it, but I remember.
It's about the Playboy model, Dorothy Stratton, who was murdered by her husband because she basically was being picked up and sucked up into the system. She had starred in a couple of major Hollywood movies. Peter Bogdanovich was dating her and stuff. And it was back in those days like, hey, you can go to the Playboy Mansion. That's one of your ways to get into the biz. But it was actually working for her. She did a movie with John Ritter, and she was slowly separating from her husband. And she didn't, but she was a very sweet person. She was just struggling with basically getting rid of him. And he was a total scumbag. He was a pimp from Vancouver. Like, he was a pimp. And he had a pimp personality, and no one liked him. Like, he went to the Playboy Mansion. He just behaved like a boorish kind of pig. Even by 70s standards, he was deemed a pig. And then you got to be a pig.
So we're going to jump to Price is Right, January 30th, 1992.
And this is where my mind went when we were talking before is, yeah, I'm becoming her Paul Schrader. When Jasmine, no, I'm the one who coached you up on this.
Yeah.
Well, we worked on it. That's why I'm happy. But we did a little bit of work on it. We prepared ourselves for it, and it worked out. Like, it was a smart move. Like, we were a little more prepared for it, I think. Didn't take much, but we focused on it, which was cool. That's what I did up in Marin County. Then we ended up last year was a good year in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Memorize the number.
We can still talk about the new year, but the new year is now going to be done after this weekend, correct? Now we are into 2026. Super Bowl.
I mean, after January 1st.
Yeah.
This is 1992. This is today in 1992.
This is when they still had some 70s in it. Wow. That whole sparkle, like that. Oh, look at that background, that color scheme. That they had to change that. I wonder when I bet you they kept that for a while. That color scheme was there in 77. When I first started watching, I loved this show. When I was a
they
kid.
haven't really deferred from it. They just kind of dispersed it. Like it's less graphic-y. Like I feel like the studio still has that color, but it's not as like it's not as graphic heavy. The show.
It's also a much smaller audience. This audience is like double the size. The audience I was in was like 106 people. This is like 180, 200 people.
I mean, it's probably a different studio. This was probably a much bigger.
Wait, that color scheme in the back, it's not the same. It's like Let's Make a Deal now. It's got this sort of very like brightly lit bluish kind of colors, because blue is like a calming color. People like blue, it works, it's a calming color. People trust you more with blue. It's the truth. Again, I said this before.
That's actually the opposite with comedy.
Oh, blue actually.
They say you want to avoid blue rooms because it like reminds people of like dead people are blue. Type of thing.
But blue?
Like red is usually the color people like,
because we want fire,
Thank you.
Long microphone era. He was buried with that microphone. They put it in his fucking ass like Gaddafi.
He literally when I saw this, I remember watching an episode of this, like around this time. I had just graduated from undergrad. And so I had a little time on my hand, and I watched some Prices Right, and it was I hadn't watched it in 15 years. Him having gray hair was like this shocking thing to me. Bob Barker's got gray hair. Look at how old he is. When I remember at this era. Oh, there we go. That's a good brass bed. That's literally something from 1979.
Oh, yeah.
That's such.
I'm sure it was brand new, but
yeah, but it's like
that would be so my dad to like give something away from 79 and say it's brand new.
Hey, I just bought this a couple years ago.
he would bring things home from jobs that were like semi-open, wrapped in tape, and have dust on it, and he'd be like, "It's brand new," and I'm like, "Well, no, it's 8 years old, but yeah, I get it. It's been opened once. Brand new means you bought it from the store."
Yeah. Oh, the fade was still around.
Oh yeah, he looks like one of the like Run
Was he Kid
DMC
and Play or something, man? Is he Kid or Play? Holy shit! I saw Kid and Play live, August 1990.
You want to give that guy a goal?
Yes.
There we go.
Oh, look at that shirt. God, that shirt is early 90s too. There was still some 80s left, but that was actually more of a 90s shirt. It had a little bit more of there was something a little more artistic about it,
Where is she? She's in Dallas. In Dallas. What is her name? Joanne.
Bob Barker had a banter, and people liked him. I tell you what, Carrie did a good job parlaying his fame into hosting it's been seamless, because he now you think of The Price is Right, you think of Drew Carey. You don't think of Bob Barker anymore.
I mean, I kind of still do, but I think there's genuinely a lot of most people who don't. Like, but anyone who's younger than me doesn't. But I certainly do.
Yeah.
But yeah, a 20-year-old does not know. They know. Well, no, people know Bob Barker from the Adam Sandler movies.
Probably, but even that movie was almost 30 years ago.
Yeah,
now.
But there was just a sequel. That would be like, that's almost a reason for people to do sequels now. They don't even care if it like is good. They're just like, I need to stay relevant.
Well, I got to make a buck. God, it's Sandler. My God. I have to admit it, man. He's a juggernaut in a certain way. He understands his strata well. Like, who likes Sandler? I loved Sandler when I was younger, when he was on Remote Control. But
he's done serious stuff. That Punch Drunk Love was good. I think he's given himself enough credibility.
Yeah. It's a weak movie.
Let's do some. Do you want to do we're gonna do a little Policia? Do you want to do a Law and Order? Do you want to shake it up with something streaming? Chicago. Let's do some Chicago PD. Because you like the accent.
Yeah. I've watched. Jasmine has watched that show because that's basically that's kind of a goal of hers. She wants to try to get on a procedural like that, which I think she could do.
It's so easy in my library.
She's a good actress, you know.
Okay. I know you love your girlfriend, Crushes.
I know. But I have fun, you know, kind of doing these auditions with her. And I mean, it can get prickly sometimes, but I kind of like that.
You know, I scream at her. I call her shit from time to time.
Yeah, again, back to my motif of I am a Paul Schrader from Star 80. I'm going to take credit. Listen, I helped you do all of your auditions, and now you're leaving me. Some weird LA like fantasy like that. You know, it's hilarious. She works hard. I give her credit, you know.
All right, I'm going to do a breakdown of this episode. I'm going to hold on a second. So in the most recent episode here, this one, Officer Kevin Atwater, that black guy, takes the lead on an undercover mission to dismantle a dangerous carjacking ring. And then we have the episode's emotional core revolves around, let me flip over to here, revolves around Atwater's relationship with Tasha Fox, who had recently moved to Miami.
Yes.
And then we have intelligence unit updates, Ruzek's absence. It is briefly mentioned that Ruzek is away dealing with a health emergency regarding his father at a nursing home. And then Ava Imani, following her intense investigation into the Bell serial killer case in the previous week, she remains a central part of the team's dynamics as they navigate the street level crime.
Man.
So yeah, they embed themselves in like a car gang in this episode.
How many active serial murderers are there, you think, at any given time?
I mean, I could look that up right now.
I'm going to guess like 250. But I could be wrong. Could be higher, frankly. Again, we've talked about this on the show before. I feel like the serial when I was in my 20s, the most edgy thing you could talk about was like being a serial murderer. You know, it was
that's why they're doing plots like carjacking, because there aren't serial murderers. At any given time, the FBI estimates there are between 25 and 50 active serial killers operating in the United States.
Okay, I overestimated. Good.
In the 80s, there were more than 250 killers in the U.S. annually.
Yeah, I wonder what was going. I have a theory on that.
Fucking 9/11. There's cameras everywhere. You can't get away with shit.
Yeah, that's probably part of it. I would argue that's part of it. I would also argue there's some demographic things going on there. There was a big, and I've said this before, there's a big spike in crime in the 70s and 80s because the boomers, you know, were like in their 20s and 30s, and you're still committing crime at that age. I think when you haven't really been committing crime, like by the time you're in your mid 20s, you're not going to be a criminal, you know. So I think there's a lot of people who just were, you know, committing crimes, and just a high number of people in prime crime committing age range.
Crime, what a rhyme.
You know, yeah, prime crime. Seriously.
I say, hey. All right, so carjacking ring. I mean, the emotional thing is the lady that moved to Miami. Yeah. She comes back and gets all mad. Actually, that might be a goal. So we'll go fast forward right to the end because it was the only goal-worthy part of the episode.
That's a great Mustang, that green Mustang. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy that car.
It's the car of the undercover cop.
It is a badass car. Those old school Mustangs, that 64 Mustang, my brother's favorite car was a Mustang.
Look, we caught him in a nice high face. Grab that for the screen. He looks all doped out. Just hit a fucking blunt, yo.
Yo. Exactly. Yo, MTV Reps. No, I
went through a yo era in my life. I definitely did.
I'd say I didn't go through late 80s.
Man, I wasn't wearing Kangol hats or anything, but I definitely
in the late 80s. Circle of friends, man. We'd say word every once in a while. Word was
we would say it ironically with the white word.
Yeah.
So here we go. We're going to fast forward to the end. This is Atwater's big emotional moment. This is going to be a weight goal right here.
That's when I discovered blaxploitation movies in my early 20s. That was like a hip thing to do. It's very Tarantino.
Crocious loves a kiss.
Absolutely. You know, hey, this captivated me. Just for me stopping and talking and focusing. Goal. Just
we'll give it 2 if you want. We'll do it. Do you want a tie here?
Yes.
Okay.
You dating my
Crocious got a semi. That's a goal.
Semi.
I'm pregnant.
Whoa. You know something? I got to be honest with you. I've watched later episodes of this show versus the earlier episodes. Earlier episodes were actually pretty good.
So game shows, or Policia has tied game shows 5-5. We've knotted this bitch up.
I feel like that's a bit of a soap opera cop-out, you know? I'm knocked up, right?
Are we going double goal?
What's he going to say?
It ends when he smiles. Yeah, he's ready to go, dude.
He's happy about it.
We got a kid and a kiss goal.
I left it in. That's what he's saying.
Well, he didn't even know, too. I wonder his life was falling apart, too.
But it's like, you know, it's a good thing for him. It's going to give him something to latch on to.
We're giving those
a good storyline for this show's been on for like 15 years, hasn't it?
I mean, so long.
Like a juggernaut.
That to me is the want to get on him. Like you force yourself to be a fan of them. The reason Jasmine wants to be on it is because she knows they're on for 37 years.
Exactly. And if you get a 3 or 4 year run, you're going to make a lot of money.
You know, but gun to your head, these shows are terrible.
Yeah.
Like you don't actually like strive. This is your artistic purpose. Is to be some fucking bob-haired bitch solving crimes.
Well, you know, hey, I think for some people, you know, it's entertaining and exciting for them, you know.
I mean, the massive drop-off of audience would differ.
Yeah. You know, I think those, yeah. Well, I wonder what their ratings are compared to what they were. Again, I saw some early episodes recently. The early episodes are actually solid. These are, it feels very...